just me again. Last Friday I got to see the Apostasy movie with a few friends, which was very nice, and I was quite pleasantly surprised to see about 60 or so people in the audience, which was more than I was expecting because it was midday during the week. And anyway, I thought I'd just make a little video to give my impressions of the movie. Thing to hit me most, I guess, was the whole feeling I got of being what's the word? It was just, it had a heavy and oppressive kind of feel to the movie. Right from the way it was filmed, to the colour, to the look of the actress. You know, she was quite a heavy set facial features and hair, heavy hair, the clothing, the decor in their homes. There's just this heavy, weighted down, feeling that I got from it. Not a nice feeling. You sort of just wanted to break free. Oh, anyway, I think, and I might be criticised for this, but I think from an ex-JW activist position, the movie was somewhat underwhelming. But this was the writer and director. He wanted to portray this movie realistically. So, you know, I one thing I thought was that, like for example, my son, who hasn't seen the movie, asked me if I cried during the movie. And I really expected I was going to cry. I thought I was going to bawl my eyes out, but I never felt moved to cry at all. And I thought, well, the reason I didn't cry was because I never felt any particular strong emotional attachment to any of the characters, because they didn't show a lot of emotion. And that is really what it's like to be one of Jehovah's Witnesses. You do actually have to shut down your emotions rather a lot. I know when I was struggling with doubts and things a few years ago, in fact a couple of years before I ended up leaving, I went to elders with some things, mainly doctrinal things that had bothered my conscience, and when I spoke to them about it, I just bawled my eyes out. I just bawled and bawled. I kind of shocked myself, and I think they were a bit, a bit overwhelmed by my crying, but I just had bottled up so much emotion and I just let it out, and I was shocked at how much I had bottled up. But to be a witness, to successfully go through life as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, you have to shut down your emotions a lot. If you're being required to shun people you love, you have to really switch off your emotions. If you're required to believe that the lovely little old lady next door who knits booties for all the new mums down the road and makes them Christmas cakes, because I had a call that used to do that, because she doesn't accept what the governing body teaches, she's going to be slaughtered at Armageddon. So you have to shut your emotions off. If you feel angry as a witness, no. Be humble. Be submissive. Don't think too much of yourself. You have to turn down the volume on your emotions till you're almost like a robot. And so that is what came across very well in the movie, and I think all of us who have been witnesses will get that. But those who haven't been witnesses might think it's just bad acting. I don't know, but that is what it's like. And that came across in the movie, this sort of roboticness and ritual works, going to meetings, underlining the magazine, things you have to do. And yeah, that came across well. I know some things that others had picked up I didn't even notice. Like others had picked up the I don't know what the right word is, the juxtaposition. I don't know, having this Kingdom Hall where everything was like old and dated and people just robotically going about their day, their meetings, and sort of very dull kind of existence. And in the background, a motorway where people streaming by in cars, life is going on, leaving the watchtower behind kind of thing. I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice the road or anything. So I'll have to go back and, because I've ordered the movie and I will on DVD, I'll have to go back and have another look. But, and another thing which was interesting is that even a short time after I had seen the movie, like within an hour, I couldn't remember how it ended. It just ended abruptly, I know that, but I can't remember what happened, at which point it ended. And I thought, well, some people might think, oh, that was a dumb ending, what was that about? But then I think it reflects well how in reality, how in real life, how inconsequential witnesses are. They think that they are the centre of the universe, that everything, there's some big cosmic universal battle for good and evil going on, and they're right in the middle of it. And of course this is what the governing body tell them. And they think they are on the world stage, a spectacle. There's a scripture that talks about that. But really, in reality, a lot of the world just doesn't pay them any attention at all. They haven't got a clue what they believe. They just know they don't have birthdays or Christmas or whatever. They think they're just harmless, just take no notice of them. So I thought the ending kind of carried that feel over quite well. Speaking from an activist kind of a viewpoint, I wished that the movie had pulled the heartstrings more, because then it would be a memorable movie and there'd be a connection between people and the characters. And even though us who've been witnesses get it, I just feel that perhaps those that haven't, who aren't so discerning maybe, wouldn't get the the severity, the harshness of the policies, like shunning and in the blood. So I just hope that members of the public who see it don't forget it too quickly. Whereas if it had pulled at their heartstrings more, if the characters had exhibited more emotion. There was one instance where the mother in the movie cried because effectively she lost 2 daughters, pretty much. So it showed you her crying, and the next day she was at the Kingdom Hall just going through the motions again. So that emotion cut off. Yeah. So anyway, that's my reflections about the movie. But then, it was supposed to be a realistic presentation, and for that part of it, of course, the movie was focusing on the story of one family, pretty much. So it didn't give a well-rounded out look at Jehovah's Witness life. It wasn't a documentary. It didn't look at some of the lighter things, maybe. But yes, just some aspects of witness life, I suppose. But anyway, let's hope that this movie is the first of more movies made about witness life. Maybe we can see movies from the perspective of an apostate, someone who leaves. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Bye bye.